Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a couple months since we have gotten any video up on our channel, so it is due time that we get a good video up for you guys. I am going to take you guys back to our second video in Queretaro. This is where we began searching for a rental. Our initial goal of going to Queretaro was to stay for 6 months to a year. And there's a few reasons why we wanted to do this. One, the climate. The climate was much drier, way more temperate, something similar to what we had in Denver versus the climate of PV, right? Because PV is very tropical, very humid, and we just missed that very dry, temperate climate. So that was one on our list. Another thing was to get our kids into a school. So private schools in Mexico are bilingual, and though they are much better in price in comparison to what you will find in the States being a private school, they are still very pricey when you have more than one child. And we have 5 children here, one who's still a baby, he's only 2, but 4 school-aged kids. And we wanted an opportunity for at least our older 3 kids to get into in-person school for a good year, just to have that experience. So that was our second main reason for our goal of staying in Queretaro for 6 months to 1 year. But there was quite a few things that changed our mind during the process of finding a rental, and I will get into that later in this video. But first, I wanted to begin by taking you guys along with us through some rentals that we looked at. And I'm going to be doing a voiceover because things were so chaotic during this time with just being in a new city, driving around, learning new roads here in Mexico, being a mom to 5 children that are with me. We have 6 in total, but our oldest is in the States right now. Anyhow, so let's get on to the journey of what it was like searching for a home here in Mexico. Let me welcome you to Zapata. It is a suburb of the greater city of Santiago de Queretaro. Located in the foothills of the city, it is a larger gated community consisting of smaller gated communities inside. So you have to enter security upon coming in and upon going out. So in the midst of all of the gated communities, you will find green areas, playgrounds, shopping centers that have cafes, restaurants, barbershops. There is even a 24-hour fitness and a few other private gyms that I saw.
How long will it take? How many minutes late?
So as you can see, there was still a lot of construction going on here in Zapata, and a lot of pre-sales, a lot of sales, just a lot of general construction. It appeared that half of Zapata was well established and the other 50% was still in its early phases of construction. So we're jumping into the first home that we looked at here. So this is if I remember correctly, a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath home. So this home had a cute little yard that you saw, which is not common for these gated community homes. The kitchen was on the smaller side, but it really didn't feel like that just because of the open concept. Here is the storage area, the laundry area. I liked that it had skylights because the homes here in Mexico are generally made out of concrete, and they could sometimes feel a little boxed in As you can see, specifically with this house, it feels a little bit dark and a little bit cramped. So having those skylights and extra windows always help, and that's what I always look for in a home. Here is the half bath. Usually the half baths in these homes are located right off the front entryway. This home was not furnished. There was still people living there, but it did include the bases of all the mattresses. And also here we were just discussing, it did include the internet. The big differences in the homes that I saw here in Queretaro versus the homes in PV are that it was very hard to find a home that was fully furnished. Here in PV, I don't know if it's because it is a highly touristic location or what the scenario is, but it is so easy to find a home that is fully furnished, fully stocked kitchen, etc. And since we were only planning to stay here for 6 months to a year, we really wanted a furnished home. So that was our first hurdle that we ran into.
Probably both the same. Igual, see?
So these 2 rooms that you just saw were the 2 secondary rooms, decent sized. They both had the closet, and a common thing here in Mexico with the closet systems is they generally include drawers. So that is a big plus. You don't have to buy a drawer if you don't need to. Also, please don't mind my husband's shirt. He was doing a painting project. Anyway, moving on. Okay, also, on top of the landing was that office studio area, which is another common thing that I see here in Mexico. This was a good sized master bedroom, and here is the master bath. Though this home had the appliances that we needed, the lack of furniture and the fact that it was on the smaller side, we had to move forward. All right, moving on to our next home that we saw for the day, entering into security. This was a bigger koto. So koto is the word given to gated communities. I'm not quite sure what it means, what it stands for. Comment down below if you do know, but here it is, the second koto. And I liked this one because you can see that there is space in between each home, so it wasn't more of the townhome style. It had more of a autonomous feel to it for each home. With Zibata being located in the foothills, you will notice a lot of these communities are very, very hilly.
And being down here, you have even less traffic. 41, 34, 33, 18.
¿Y todo lo está incluido?
Todo incluye, todo lo que esté incluye. Puede ser una recámara o la puedes usar como estudio, como TV.
Perfecto. Okay.
Ajá. Y está el baño. Pasa para que veas todo. Si quieres, no
So this is the studio, but it could be a bedroom.
Yeah, we use it as a bedroom.
Okay guys, I really, really like this home. Looking back on it, I think this is a home that really came close to us choosing it. So this home was completely furnished, which was another huge perk why it really came close to this one.
It's a big backyard area.
Back in that area, they just had a dryer washer combo that was also included.
También las hierbas se van a quitar.
Sí, en línea. Okay, you don't have to anywhere. Yes, that's
Okay, heading up to the second level of this home. It was a 2-story house. Right away, you have the shared bath. Here is one of the secondary bedrooms.
Okay.
Upstairs, there was 3 bedrooms total. So this home was 4 bedrooms. I'm not sure why I failed on this part for you guys, but this was the secondary bedroom that was virtually the same as the first secondary bedroom. Now we're entering the master bedroom. So they had really nice furniture here, guys. That was a huge plus. You could tell that the mattress was new. Here we are discussing also that this home had internet included. Here's the master bath with some good natural lighting. And I liked how they had a double sink right outside of the bathroom, a nice big mirror. And this closet was massive. You can fit a whole other bed in this closet. Again, loved the natural lighting. This home really came close to us deciding to just go for it, but because of the downsides of Zapata, which I will get to at the end of the video, we had to move forward. We're moving on to day 2 of our explorations of the town of Zapata. Entering in through security. As you can see, there was a security guard just checking in the cars. That was common, something that we saw often going in and out. They're just doing their due diligence. I loved this part. There is an HEB grocery store here. And I know that there is an HEB grocery store in the southeast part of the States. So I was able to find a lot of items that I was used to from the States that I hadn't been able to find in PV. So if you are first coming to Mexico and you are thinking of coming to Queretaro, that is a huge plus, because one of the biggest hurdles of moving to Mexico was not being able to find some of your normal grocery brands at the grocery store. Here is one of the bigger parks that was in Zapata called Parque de Hamari, and we briefly toured it in our first Queretaro video. It was a lovely park. They had a splash pad for the kids. They had a yoga area, a dog park, a skate park. They even had a little nursery where they were growing oregano and basil and herbs of all sorts. One huge thing that was really hard for us to get used to was the lack of really good parks. And in PV, there is few and far between of good, nice, sturdy, safe, clean parks for the kids to play in. And in Queretaro, there was tons of them.
Flabbergasted. I'm scared to go down there.
This next home, unfortunately, I did not get any footage from the inside. The owners were still living there and they had their children and all their belongings there. But I did get a view from the backyard and it was spectacular. Next house, we start here in the clubhouse. This clubhouse was freaking awesome. The pool, the view was beautiful. It had a breakfast restaurant. It had a co-working space. It had a gym, and it had a really good size event center. Also, the little kid green space area. This was the most inclusive clubhouse that we saw out of all of the cotos that we looked at in Queretaro, in all of the cities that we went to.
I think they have showers. Check, but I think they
This home was my favorite, my absolute favorite that we saw in Zapata. The thing was is that it did not include any furniture and it was at the top end of our price list. So this, we're starting here in the top level. It was a 3-level home. The top level here had a small bedroom / office space studio. It did have the full bath attached to it. Out there, it had a good sized patio. You're able to fit a gas grill and some chairs. Also, tons of natural light in this home. So this is why I loved this home, because it had the windows in the right places, it had the skylights, it had the space. So going down to the second level here, you will see towards the left, it had this landing area that could have been a bedroom or a toy area for the kids. On this level, there were 3 bedrooms, so it's a 4-bedroom home. Here is the master bedroom with the master bath and the very large closet. So this home could have easily fit all of us, where my older kids could have had their own bedrooms, and my younger kids, my 2 youngers, could have shared that toy area space because they are smaller. It's a good size shared bathroom with the skylight, so natural light in the bathroom. And then here is one of the secondary bedrooms. They were same size, same layout.
I know that one.
I don't know.
The ceiling and on the.
Finishing up this home tour, we're now at the bottom level. We land here in the living space, then it floods into the dining room and then this kitchen, which for these gated community homes that were on the median size, this is an ample space kitchen. You can see there's the utility room where you can put the washer and dryer, and then they had a huge pantry storage area. Going into the back area, cute grassy spot. Another thing with this home was the owners were very keen on taking care of their lawn, which we could have easily done, but they wanted to be able to come every month to tend to their newly planted beautiful olive trees. Sadly, because this home was at the top of our list and did not have any furniture or any appliances, we had to take it off of the list. So moving on to our next home, this was a 4-bedroom, 3 full, 1/2 bath home. At this point in searching for homes, I think I was getting a little tired. Please excuse the shakiness of the camera, especially on this part. Here's the kitchen. As you can see, again, no appliances were included. This home also was completely unfurnished. This home was on the lower end of our price point, but at this point, we were starting to think that committing to purchasing appliances and furniture would be a little much for just staying for 1 year. This home had the living area detached from the dining and the kitchen area. Oftentimes with these middle-sized gated community homes, they're usually all one big room. So you have the kitchen, dining, and living room all together. This was the back patio. It was nice. Could have fit some chairs, little play area.
Let's go upstairs.
Here we're going into the master bedroom. Look how big this closet is. It was massive. Again, you can see that there was drawer systems attached to the closet, which most homes that we saw had, and I just really appreciate that because you don't need to purchase a dresser, which makes it easy. Here we are in now the bathroom. So the bathroom was inside of the closet, which was kind of cool. There was a toilet closet, which is always fun, and then that you saw the shower there. This next part I'll just speed through just because I was super shaky at this part of the day. I don't know why I was really shaky on this home tour, but just speeding through, these were the secondary bedrooms. They had the shared bathroom with the sink outside of the bathroom, which was interesting. So it was a pretty small shared bathroom.
Lots of light. Wow. Look at that. Just views.
Nice view.
Okay. And the bathroom?
Lo que sí, esta casa no, las dos casas no se pueden subarrendar.
No se pueden.
Subarrendar. O sea, si tú la rentas, tú no se la puedes rentar a alguien más.
Sí, no, sí, exactamente.
Es
Sí,
para ti.
sí, para nosotros.
O sea, no la
solamente.
Ajá.
Sí, nosotros
Y tus hijos.
Ajá.
Ajá. Pero si tú quisieras, por ejemplo, rentarla para Airbnb.
She just wants to make sure we don't rent it out.
Oh, like sublease?
Yeah, yeah.
No. Esta.
It would need too much work.
This realtor was skeptical of us. This was not our general experience. But yeah, this room was cute. It could be an office. It could be a kid's room, a man cave. I really liked how secluded it was from the house. Here is the rooftop terrace. It was smaller, but it could be a cute patio area for coffee or tea. You could have a gas grill and you could cook up there. They had that sink, which was convenient. Although on the lower end of our price range, because it lacked the furniture and the appliances, we had to take it off of the list. That concludes our home tour in the lovely town of Sibata. I wanted to finish off by showing you this beautiful park that we found to highlight how well this city, this town, is truly taken care of. They really focus on the green areas, the playgrounds, the community spaces. You can see they had an art mural here. It was such a welcoming, beautiful spot, especially for families. There were some downsides that we just couldn't get over, and I will get into those now to tell you why we chose against Sibata. Number 1, the internet. The internet up here was so bad. So we have AT&T Mexico, and our service was Zill. It was nothing up here. We could not even get service to make calls. But the home internet, every single realtor, when we would ask about internet, they were either very shady, or the ones that were very upfront with us told us that the internet was not good there in Zapata, and you were only able to get, I think, 50 megabits. I could be wrong, it might have been less, which if you're doing remote work or you have a lot of people in your family, you know you need a faster speed internet. And they also were not able to get fiber optic up there. That was a huge downside, the biggest downside for us. Number 2, the homes in Sibata were beautiful, but they were at the top end of our price point. And since none of them had furniture or appliances, that left us no room to be able to invest the money that we needed to pay for the rent and the deposit and all the associated costs. However, if we were coming to stay for a longer period of time, say at a minimum of 3 years, I would have definitely really considered Zapata, even though it had its major downsides. I think that Zapata is on the very beginning of its fruition, and that in 3-5 years time, they'll have the internet figured out and all the construction done and more cafes and restaurants. There's just so much potential for this town of Sibata. There was one last negative on the list, which I'm not sure if it really swayed our decision, because the climate in Queretaro is so temperate, but there was no AC units. Being that Mexico is closer to Queretaro than the US, and I know that in Denver, the dry summers can get super hot. I was anticipating that the summertime in Queretaro, even if it was for a small amount of time, would be very, very hot. Well guys, I hope you were able to take some good information from this video. And if you're going to Queretaro anytime soon for a trip or a potential spot to stay and live in, feel free to ask me questions down below in the comments and I will try to answer what I can.